morning and Jai Hind everyone. We are discussing the chapter physical and chemical changes in chemistry. Alright. And in previous class, I have discussed some of the book exercise. That is book exercise A. Choose the most appropriate answer, and some of the questions of book exercise B. That is very short answer questions. Alright. Whereas some questions are left. So today we will discuss first the left of questions of exercise B. And 10 questions are very short we have discussed. And today we will discuss the next, that is question number 11. Okay, so come to the question number 11. And the question number 11 which is given there in the exercise is salt is obtained from seawater by crystallization. Is this wrong? Statement is true or false? So once again I am going to repeat. Salt is obtained from seawater. As you know that the seawater is salty water and salt is obtained from it. So the process, the method which is used to obtain the salt from seawater is crystallization. So children, your answer will be no. The statement is it is obtained by which process? Evaporation process. After that it gets purified by crystallization process. Get it? Now, come to the next question number 12. And the question is, a supersaturated solution of a solid in a liquid crystallizes easily. Again, listen that. A supersaturated solution of a solid in a liquid crystallizes easily. Yes or no? Is it crystallizes easily or it's not crystallizes easily? You know the process of crystallization now? We have discussed in the chapter. Crystallization is a process in which we obtain the crystals of solid substances which are soluble in water. Is it? In this process, what happened? First, that solid get dissolved in hot water and a supersaturated means first a saturated solution get prepared. After that, if we heat again the saturated solution and add some more solid, so the solution gets supersaturated solution. Supersaturated solution can easily gives out the solid. Saturated solution can also gives out the solid crystals, but it takes some time. Whereas supersaturated solution easily gives us the solid dissolve in it. Okay, so the statement is true. Okay, understood everyone? So this is all about the very short answer question. The answers of these questions need to write only in one word. So you will write all the answers of exercise A and B only in book. No need to do it notebook. Right? Now come to the next exercise of the chapter. That is exercise C. Short answer question. Children, in this exercise, you need to write the answer just in one or two sentences, not more than that. Okay? And the answers of these exercises you also need to write in notebook, not in the book. Clear? So come to the short answer questions, and the question number 1. Given here is, what is the question number 1? Given here. Yes. Question is, why are water pipes galvanized? Why are water pipes galvanized? Get it? Children, have you heard about the galvanized pipe? Have you seen galvanized pipes? Galvanized water pipes, the iron pipes which are used to arrange with taps in bathroom and everywhere. They look somewhat shiny. Their surface looks somewhat shiny. It not looks dull as the iron, and it also not get rusted. Now, it means a layer of zinc metal is applied on its surface of iron pipe, and this process of what? Applying the zinc on the surface of iron to protect it from rusting is known as galvanization. What's the name of the process? Galvanization. And such pipes are known as galvanized pipes. Understood the meaning of galvanization? Galvanization, galvanization is a process in which zinc metal applied on the surface of iron metal to protect the iron from rusting. Get it? So the galvanized water pipes are also the same kind, and here you have to write that the reason why water pipes are galvanized. So very simple answer, children. To protect the water pipes from rusting, it is galvanized. Why it is galvanized? To protect it from rusting. Get it? Because the water pipes are made up of iron, and iron can easily get rusted when they react with water and oxygen. You know, na, it get rusted. So that is why, to protect it from rusting, water pipes are galvanized. Now the question number 2 is there. When water is frozen, it forms ice that has different properties. Understood the sentence? When water is frozen, when we keep the water in freezer, what happens? It turn, turn into ice. Is it not? Water turns into ice, means from liquid form to solid form, and this ice have different property from the water. As the physical state of water is liquid, so the physical state of ice is solid. Is it? Liquid don't have any fixed shape, whereas ice have a fixed shape. So the properties are going to change. Is it? So the same one is given in the question. When water is frozen, it forms ice that has different properties. Why then do we say that freezing is a physical change? The properties of the ice is different from water. So why we say that this change of water into ice is a physical change? Why it is not chemical change? So you have to give the reason. Yes, and the reason will be because its physical properties are going to change only. Like its shape is going to change, its physical state change, but not its chemical properties are going to change. That is why we say that it is a physical change. It is not a chemical change. Alright? Understood everyone now? The change of water into ice is a physical change because only physical properties are going to change. No chemical properties are changed. Okay. Now come to the next question number 3, and the question is, give one example each of the chemical reaction showing the following characteristics. Here in the question, some of the characteristics are mentioned: A, B, C, D, and E. And what you have to do? You have to give one example. Alright. one example for all the chemical reaction. So come to the first. The first one is evolution of a gas. Evolution of a gas. This is what? This is a this is a change that occurs at the time of chemical reaction. So you have to give one example for this, which show the evolution of gas. So by which example you can show this property? The gas is going to evolve, gas is going to produce. How you can show it? Then you have to give the example shown by chemical reaction. So, children, in this question, you have to give an example of chemical reaction, or you have to write a chemical equation that will show the what? That will show the evolution of gas. Get it? So, the example is when calcium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid. Get it? When calcium carbonate, the formula of calcium carbonate is going to react with hydrochloric acid. The formula is HCl. Is it? So, what they will form? In this reaction, the three products will form. One of the product is calcium chloride, and the formula is CaCl. What is this? Calcium chloride. Okay? And the second product is water. And the third product is a kind of gas, that is carbon dioxide gas. So this example of chemical reaction shows that evolution of a gas. Okay? Understood? You have to write this equation. The answer A, evolution of gas. Now the second one, is there, change of color. It is also one of the chemical property of chemical reaction. Is it not? The change of color occurs. So how you can show it with the help of chemical reaction? So the example of this property is when copper carbonate, when copper carbonate, the formula is CuCO3, copper carbonate, which is green in color. Copper carbonate is what in color? Okay, it gets changed after during heating. It's changed into two products, and the product is copper oxide (CuO), and this copper oxide is black in color. The other product is formed, that is a gas, carbon dioxide gas will form. Alright? You can write this example, this chemical reaction in the first one also, because here also gas is going to produce. Evolution of gas is going to occur, as well as change of color is also going to occur. Okay. Now, next one, the next property is given there. Formation of precipitate. Formation of precipitate is also one of the characteristic of chemical reaction, and to show this property we can take the example as copper sulfate Formula of copper sulfate is yes, CuSO4. When this copper sulfate will react with hydrogen sulfide, when it will react with hydrogen sulfide, and the formula is H2S. The two new products will form. The first product is copper sulfide, yes, and the formula is Cu(S). This is copper sulfide, and the second product is yes, sulfuric acid. The formula is H2SO. Okay. Now, this product, this copper sulfide is obtained as a precipitate. Means it obtained in the form of solid which deposit in the bottom of test tube. Present in the bottom of test tube. Get it? And the change of color is also there. This copper sulfate CuSO4 is blue in color, and this precipitate copper sulfide it will form that is black in color. Okay, understood? You see that this example is going to show that formation of precipitate as well as change of color. Is it now? So you can say that one chemical reaction can show more than one characteristic of chemical reaction. Like here two characteristics are shown. Here also two characteristics are shown. Okay, evolution of gas and change of color. Here change of color and formation of precipitate. Alright, now come to the next. The next is change of state from liquid to gas. Change of state. You know very well there are three states: solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. So, in some of the chemical reaction, the state of the substances are going to change. It becomes solid to liquid, or it becomes liquid to gas. So, here you have to write, you have to give the example in which the state of the substance is going to change from liquid to gas. And the example is with water. Formula of water is H2O. Everyone know na? And the water having which state? Liquid state. Water is which state? Liquid state. So when this water is going to what? Heat, you can say that, or don't say that heat. There is a particular process, chemical process, and the name of that process is electrolysis. What is the name of process? Electrolysis. So you can write here electrolysis. Electrolysis means simply when electricity flows, when electric current flows in water, liquid water, it breaks and forms two substances, two products. And the products are, one of the product is hydrogen gas. It comes in which form? In the form of gas. And the second product is oxygen. And it also comes in which state? Gas. So they both have the gas state. So what you are going to see here? The physical state of substance is going to change now from liquid state to gas state. Okay? Clear? Okay. Now come to the next fifth. And the characteristic is change of state from gas to liquid. In this this one you have given the example of chemical reaction in which liquid changes to gas, is it? And now in this fifth one, you will give an example of chemical reaction in which gas will change to liquid. The gaseous state will change to liquid state. Alright, and the example is the same one. When this reaction is going to reverse, this reaction is a reversible reaction. So when we take the two gases, that is hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, alright, and when they both get combined chemically, chemical reaction will occur. So they will form a product, that is water. And this water is obtained in which state? Liquid state. Right. So what you are going to see here in this example, the gaseous state of substance change into liquid state. Okay. Understood everyone or not? Okay. So this is the answer of 3. Short answer 3. Okay. Now come to the next question number 4. And the question number 4 is distinguish between endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction. Children, we have discussed these two kind of reaction in the chapter, and here you have to distinguish both of them. You have to define them and give an example of both kind of reaction. Okay, so the exothermic reaction, exothermic reactions are what? These reactions accompanied with release of heat. Is it? That is why they are called exothermic reactions. So you can say that any reaction which releases the heat is known as exothermic reaction. And the example of this exothermic reaction is when calcium oxide, the formula of calcium oxide is right. When calcium oxide reacts with water, formula is O. When they both will react, they form the product calcium hydroxide. And the formula of calcium hydroxide is H twice. Okay, this is the formula of what? Calcium hydroxide. Okay, so this product will form after the reaction between calcium oxide and water. And along with this product, what will produce? So the container, the test tube or beaker in which you have mixed calcium oxide and water. So when you touch that beaker or test tube with your hand, you feel that the beaker is getting hot. It means the heat is going to produce. Okay, so that is why it is an example of exothermic reaction. And the second one is endothermic reaction. Remember children, exothermic reaction in which heat is produced. Alright, so the endothermic reactions are the reactions accompanied with absorption of heat. Means which take the heat, which absorb the heat. Okay, they are known as endothermic reaction. Clear? And the example of endothermic reaction is with carbon. Symbol of carbon is going to react with another element, that is sulfur. Symbol is when this carbon reacts with sulfur, it forms a compound and the name of that compound is carbon sulfide. As the name of this compound is carbon sulfide. But this compound will not form at normal temperature. You need to heat the mixture of carbon and sulfide. We will heat it. So what will happen? They will absorb the heat and then they will form the carbon sulfide. Okay. So how you will show that it have absorbed heat, it have not produced heat. So when the heat is going to produce, it is shown by plus heat. And when the heat is absorbed, it is shown as minus. Okay. So this is the example of which kind of reaction? Yes, endothermic reaction, because here heat is going to absorb. Okay. Everyone? Now come to the next question. Question number 5. And the question is, what is a combination reaction? Give an example. Children, we have discussed the types of chemical reaction in chapter 9. There are 4 to 5 types of reactions we have discussed. And one of the type of reaction was combination reaction. So here you have to define what is a combination reaction and then give an example. So the combination reactions are what? When a compound is formed from its element, okay, or from simpler substance. So the reaction is called combination reaction. So you can say that when by using the different elements they combine together and forms a compound. Okay, so such type of chemical reactions are known as combination reaction, and this combination reaction can be generally represented as A plus B. These two are going to combine together and forms a compound AB. Okay, so such kind of all reactions are known as combination reaction. And now let's take an example. When magnesium is going to react with oxygen. Symbol of magnesium is Mg. Mg is the symbol of magnesium. When this is going to react with oxygen, symbol of oxygen is H. So when this magnesium reacts with oxygen, it forms a compound that is magnesium oxide. And the formula of magnesium oxide is MgO. So what happened here? This element A and element E, they both get combined in the reaction and forms a new compound, that is magnesium oxide. So this is the example of combination reaction. Okay, understood everyone? Now come to the next question number 6. And the question is, when is a substance said to be reduced in a chemical reaction? Then we have discussed a kind of reaction, that is oxidation reaction and reduction reaction. Is it now? It was there in the chapter, oxidation reaction and reduction reaction now. So in the question it is asked that, when is a substance said to be reduced in a chemical reaction? So the answer will be, a substance is said to be reduced in a chemical reaction when it loses what? When it loses oxygen or adds hydrogen. If a substance is going to lose oxygen or it's going to add the hydrogen, okay, then it will termed as reduced, or simply it will termed as reduction reaction. Get it? Understood the reduction reaction? So this is the answer of question number 6. A substance is said to be reduced in a chemical reaction when it loses oxygen or adds hydrogen. Alright. So I hope that you all understood today's answers. So do it in your notebook. And rest of the exercise we will discuss in next day. Thank you and have a nice day, students.